Sawtooth Dave, back in the garage today. A little windy, and last time I did went over there by the shipping container, the wind chimes were just ridiculous, man. So we back in the garage. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all had a good weekend. This always kind of wraps up my weekend, I guess, more or less, like bullshit with y'all. I did a few extra this week. I mean, they're short and sweet. The one I did yesterday was Wednesday morning about 5 o'clock, which is more or less fucking with Lefty, but I'm glad some of y'all enjoyed it too. It's been an interesting week, man. So I have been carrying almost every day except for Friday, really. I've been carrying my Zon. I love the Zon. Like y'all know that I got that from Steve, and it's been an awesome addition. Sorry about the shitty flick. My dog is walking right here. Really love this knife, and I had it with me basically in a backup roll. And most of y'all know that I carry like usually a big knife and a little knife, and I call the Zon a little knife because I'm an idiot. I know most people call like a traditional or a smaller knife like their backup knife, but I'm stupid that way. And so I always carry like a bigger knife. I don't know why. It's not like I need it. I like having it, man. It's what we're into. I think Dirk said something on Dirk Warning said something in one of his videos, something about when practical doesn't mean a fucking thing, and that's pretty much me as a whole. See, go smacking shit, my big knife, always shit in the way, right? I'm an idiot that way, I swear. Anywho, so I really got used to carrying this knife. I really like this knife a lot. Really surprised it took me as long as it did to buy, or I didn't really buy it, so to get a CRK in the collection. And now I'm kind of looking at more. Kosi's kind of the ones I'm leaning towards next, but I don't know, man. Like, it would kick this one out of the pocket to get the Inkosi, because in my roll, this is left-hand pocket, right? But I'm really into the washer, the phosphor bronze washers on, no matter what knife they are. Just kind of, I'm in, you go through phases. Sometimes you like bearings, you like that little actiony, fidgety kind of thing, and other times, well, these are fidgety, but they're not as fidgety, and you can see my thumb's kind of tore up, so I'm not building it actuate as good as I have been. But something about the Zon, this knife just really, see as I miss it again. I'm an idiot. Okay. Something about this Zon, the whole raw design, how it cuts, everything about this knife just has agreed with me. So I decided to try to revisit one that I had a while back. Everybody rants and raves about how good they are, and they all like them. Everybody likes the knives for different reasons, and because of that, video I did yesterday with the hollow grinds. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of hollow grinds, but this one doesn't have a hollow grind. But I decided to give it a try anyhow, and like the combination of the last one I had, I didn't dislike it, but I like this one more. So I saw this one come up for sale. This is a Spartan Harsey folder, and this is the Spartan itself. So we can see, there you go. See the helmet right here? So this one's called the Spartan. Let's see if I can get this light down here where y'all can see a little better. Did that help at all? Probably not. Probably just bouncing y'all over the place now. Anywho, I got this, another Spartan. There he goes. That's better. I got another Spartan Harsey to try again. The last one I just didn't carry. It's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't really carry it, and that's before I went to my trip to Blade Show. I had got the Road King and needed to do some stuff to the Road King. And it just sold a few so I could buy a few at Blade, right? It was just one of those things, right? So I figured I'd just go ahead and give it a try again. In my assessment, again, this has only been like, I got it Thursday, so I've only had it for a few days. I carried this alone without the Unizon on Friday. Having done that, I brought 3 knives. I brought the Hogue RSK MK1 that I won from Knife Rights, an SMF, and this. And an SMF, I don't really consider a bruiser. Like it's a good size knife. It's practical. If you're only carrying one knife, that's definitely a go-to for me. Practicality wise, I don't know, man. For whatever reason, I felt naked. I didn't have like a big bruiser on me. And when I say big bruiser, like the Sawtooth, like a TFF 1H, which is basically a Fat Daddy without the quite the thickness of the blade. But something on phosphor bronze like this DSK VXC, like these are the type of the knives I like to have in my pocket. I don't know why having something huge in my pocket I like a lot. I don't know why. So anyway, I felt naked without having a bruiser, but I was equally as capable. I mean, I had this Spartan Harsey, and I had the SMF, and the RSK, which the RSK, man, I've tried several times, and nothing against the knife design. Like, it's just, I'm a frame lock guy, true and true, man. So I had that knife with me. I've tried to play with it to see if I was interested in it. I didn't throw it in the console, the Dodge. I never even looked at it again the rest of the day. Got home that night and pulled it out. This frame lock guy. Y'all know some people are like, you know, more rigid about what they like in knives. Like, well, let's just say some people like a pocket clip people, like that rate a knife on the ability to have a pocket clip or how good the pocket clip works, and it's a deal breaker if it doesn't work right and that sort of thing. Or they, you know, it's a critique right away. Where me, I can live with just about any pocket clip, honestly. Like, if it goes in the pocket and does its job, even if I got to pull on it and yank it back out, it's more about when it's in my hand and I'm using it, does it hurt me or not? And most of the time I say no. I mean, there's occasionally some that do. But there, you know, people have their own likes and dislikes on knives that they kind of taper into what annoys them or not. Me, it's got to be a frame lock, and I don't know why. Like, I've got that Freeman 451. It's out on loan, which has been pretty much since I got it. But I like it as a button lock. I just find myself not really caring about it. So if I'm carrying it in a backup roll where I don't have to use it or don't have to play with it or whatever I want to do with that day, I'm fine with that. But other than that, it's got to be a frame lock for me. Like, main duty, hands down, no doubt about it, has to be frame lock. I don't know why I am that way. But anyway, if I didn't tell you already, we're going to be just a lot of sitting and bullshitting today. Assessment of this, kind of like after having gotten the Zahn, and you see that it's a little bit bigger than the Zahn, not tremendously, but it's a decent amount thicker. And it doesn't really show up in video that much, but in hand, like, this is a much thinner knife feeling than this is. So if you were using either one of these as primaries, you know, hard to beat this. This is flat ground, not hollow ground, as I was alluding to a minute ago. I don't know if I actually said it or not. This is an S45, and this is S45, so basically same steel. I just find that I like the Zahn better for the secondary roll cutting task. Man, when I say secondary, like, not necessarily that I'll grab this second, it's just secondary carry for me personally. Bruise is always first. Like, I know some people carry fixed blades. I'm working less and less in the machine shop these days, like 10, 15 hours a week at this point. Pretty much concentrating, we'll all concentrate on the business, and probably in January, probably full-time business and not machining at all, but remains to be seen. The action on this one is definitely better than the Unizon. The access to the thumb studs to actuate it, definitely easier. I don't think I've missed this one once. For whatever reason though, like the detent, the feel of it, the fondle factor, I guess if you will, I just prefer the Unizon, and I kind of don't know why. Like, I can't really put my finger on what makes the CRK more fun to play with than the Spartan Harsey. But both of them are going to serve like the same role, which is that left pocket role. And I'm not, you know, we go through honeymoon phases when we get new knives and whatever else, but I guess I'm not done with this one yet. So I'm not really ready to take this one to the dance. You know what I mean? Like, without that day that I carried this one and not this one, I felt like I wanted this one all day long. Now, true, I didn't have a bruise with me too, and that was the other, I guess, oddball piece of that scenario. But I don't know, for whatever reason, like, the Unizon's just calling my name more so than the Spartan Harsey. Not that I dislike the Spartan Harsey, but I am going to probably shuffle this out, let my buddy Aaron take a look at it. If he wants it, we'll probably end up working out a deal. He's got a knife he's going to send my way that might end up working out a deal on. We'll see. I don't dislike this. It's just not, how do I put it? It's kind of like, it just doesn't hit all the likes for me. I love it, but I'm not in love with it. I guess, does that get a way of saying it? I guess so. Cool story about this one. So I found this on Reddit. I had a price number that I was kind of sort of locked into my brain with, and I offered the dude that price and he took it. So yeah, I went a little under what he was asking, but it's part of the fun of buy, sell, trade, right? You kind of get to know the people you kind of dealing with a little bit. And it just so happens that when the dude went to go send it to me, he was coming from a place, I'm not going to tell you where he's from because it's not my business to be telling, but he was from a place where another friend of mine lived. And I was able to connect those two. They ended up hanging out for a while, and it was cool, man. I like that connection and being able to introduce people to other people. The community, if y'all don't know already, is like a huge thing for me. So if nothing else, it's cool that this knife bonded two other knife guys together, and we're able to make that connection. I just think it's a cool thing for me, man. All right, so ramble over about the Spartan Harsey. You may or may not see more of it. I don't know. I don't mind keeping it in the collection. I just don't know that I need it in the collection, put it that way. So if it come down to it, you got to keep one, this or the Zahn staying. Well, even if the Zahn wasn't a gift, like obviously gift knives ain't going nowhere, but like if it came down to making the choice, and I'd say I'd bought both of them at a store or something, the Zahn's the one. I'm keeping the Zahn over the Spartan Harsey. That's just, I guess, because of the role it plays in what I do with my knives. Really don't mean hill beans, because I could probably change next week anyhow. All right, so I think last week I had showed you the EOS. So I got the pocket clip all done. It's just basically a hole through here, and you can see right here, this other hole in the frame was where the original pocket clip had mounted. But I got this one, there's one screw on this side and one on the inside mounting it. I think I showed you that last week. These holes are cleared through, and I relieved it. You see, there we go. You can see more space underneath it. It's kind of a taller clip, but it's got a little bit of a little more lip to it, a little more spring to it. It's still not like a super springy clip. It's not like, you're never going to get one of these clips to like perform like a spring clip. Like these spring clips, they're ugly, but they just perform. Like the Sawtooth clip, I don't know what, I guess some people could complain about it, but I don't know why you would. It's kind of a lower profile, but this clip has done everything I asked it to do. Matter of fact, like, I'm debating whether to do it or not, but like this CRK clip, I found like it works. Like for me, for my uses, it's phenomenal as far as like the carry of it. Now when I use it, it kind of sort of gets on my nerves a little bit, but not bad. So I may or may not do something with that, time permitting and all that other crap. But anyway, so I refinished the tie scales. I aluminum blasted, or what kind of media is that? Aluminum oxide blasted it, and then stone washed it on top of it. I just Scotch brighted the pocket clip, so I hope you can see the difference in those finishes there. I left most of the hardware the way it was. I did tumble the blade. The blade was blasted, like just bead blasted, so it's got like a little more of a stone wash. The blasted blade, it doesn't not work for me, but this just looks like, to me, it looks like it belongs better. Obviously, this is still a black oxide socket-headed cap screw. I need to put a stainless one in there or something to match the hardware. But other than that, like, I don't mind it how it is either with the holes. The holes kind of look black too. And this lighting sucks ass. I'm trying to put it where y'all can see it, but we're calling this project pretty well done. Only thing left to do on this one is the edge. I don't know if you can even see what I've been battling this bastard, but this is NCCX XHP, and this steel has just been my nemesis. Like, I don't know what the hell it is. The tip got slightly chipped when it's stone washing. Like, when you put a machine stone wash on it, I did this one at work. There's three different kind of medias I've used. One actually polished it, and the other one kind of stone washed it. And it's not like a super good stone wash, but the media we have is really not meant for steels. It's more meant for like, well, you can use it for titanium, but titanium, aluminum, that sort of thing. It's not really meant for like hardened steel, so it's not going to leave a good scratch pattern, but you can kind of still see it's, I don't know, this video sucks quality-wise, lighting-wise, sorry. Anyway, it's stone washed. Take my word for it. But this edge has been a pain in the ass. I don't know if you can see the black magic marker where I haven't quite got to the edge, and I've been working on that for a while, and I haven't got to the edge yet, so I'm kind of getting tired of playing with it. As you can see, it's kind of just sitting around now, but we're calling the EOS project done. I'm probably gonna send this one to my buddy Aaron too, let him check it out. This is where that came from. If you remember, originally it was the green and purple. It was hideous looking. So at this point, done EOS. What do I got to say about it? On the flip side of being done is I'm glad to be done with it. Honestly, like, I don't dislike this knife. It's just low interest. And that's the best I can put it. Like, just very low interest. I got it done. It's American made. It's cool. I got it. Whatever. But still don't care, I guess. It was a project. It was fun. Done and over with now. So if I don't get it done sharpening, I'll probably let Aaron sharpen it or somebody else sharpen it. I don't know. I'm kind of over it right now. It's probably because I had the knife so long playing with it, and I just at this point lost interest in it. I don't know where I'm going at this point. So 15 minutes in, almost 15 minutes in. I guess we're gonna call it for the week. Got some things coming, a few things coming, but after those few things get here, brakes are getting put on. got to rearrange financial stuff because making some moves in our business and us personally with the job. So shit'll probably change, but my normal bullshitting will be here. So you ain't gonna miss that, are you? All right. I'll call it a day. This is ridiculous. All right. See y'all.